Hey my friend, today I'm gonna show you my 5 favorite new features added to the brand new Strymon BigSky MX. Of course, there are so many more functions added, but after playing with it for a few days, those are my absolute favorites. At number 1, this is a game changer. It's the dual reverb feature. You can now play through 2 reverb algorithms at the same time. So for example, let's say that I chose a reverse reverb on the non-linear mode. And I really like the sweep of the reverse reverb, but it's not ambient enough, right? And even if I put the decay knob all the way up, I get about like 2 seconds of decay, which might not be enough for me. So the solution is to add a second reverb to it that is longer. For example, the cloud mode that can go up to 50 seconds and sounds really long and atmospheric. So I'm going to activate the second one. For that, I can click on the value button and scroll down until I see the word dual. And now what's really cool is that I can choose how to run them. What's the routing? I can run them in parallel. I can feed the first one into the second one and vice versa. So now I'm going to run them in series, first one into the second one. So now you can see that you have the first one, then some arrows and the letters SER. Meaning series and the direction where the reverbs are going. So now if I want to tweak the second one, I can push on the wheel that selects the modes, and that's going to tweak the second one. So now I am in the cloud mode on the second one. I'm going to tweak it to my liking. Okay, let's try the 2 reverbs at the same time. Really nice, and the routing has a big incidence on how it's going to sound. Now it's the first one into the second one. It's the reverse first, and then we feed that into the cloud algorithm. If I want to hear the reverse more, I can feed the cloud into the reverse, and we're going to hear it more. So that's what I'm going to do. Now it's second into first, so let's hear the difference. Super nice, and there are so many ways to be creative with that, right? If you combine, let's say, the room with the hall mode, it might not make a big difference, but if you want to combine the cloud or the shimmer, the bloom, the chorale, magneto, or non-linear modes, you can create some really unique things. And like I said, if some modes don't have quite enough decay or functions that you'd like to have on it, you can just slap a second reverb on top, and it's really nice. So it's basically having 2 reverb pedals at once, and you don't even have to rewire it if you want to change the order of your reverbs. So that's really nice. The second feature that I love is the infinite foot switch, right? So previously on the classic BigSky, you could hold any patch with your foot, but you had to keep your foot in there to freeze the sound, right? And that's the mode that I've chosen right now. So if I play through this patch again, I can put my foot on it and freeze it indefinitely to create soundscapes, which is really nice. But now if you go into the settings right here, you can choose the freeze mode so that you can just click on it and remove your foot, and that's a game changer for me. So you have the infinite mode, which is freeze or infinite. So if it's freeze, you can just freeze the sound, but it's not going to add more on top, right? So if I freeze that, I can play. it's not adding more to it, right? But if I choose the infinite mode, now it's going to add to the freeze when I play on top. Cool, and this is a function that we previously had on the BigSky, but what we didn't have is the function of just letting go of the foot. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna choose the latch mode. So instead of momentary, now I'm gonna choose latching. So now I can play. Voila, so now I can do something else with my feet. And if you like to create soundscape, you can leave it there, or like me, you can record it on your looper. It's gonna give you a super consistent soundscape, and when you don't need it anymore, just press on it once more and it's going to disappear. So I love that they added that here. And since we don't have 3 patches or like 3 preset per patches, they added more, right? So we have the A and the B, but no C, because now that it's an infinite foot switch, now they added 150 banks instead. As you can see right here, 149, but we have the 0, which counts for the 150th. And one thing that I have not mentioned on point number 1, which is really cool, is that instead of having a preset on A and B, you can decide to have the same preset but have the 2 layers separated from A to B. So for that, you have to do a long press on the value button, and then you scroll down to foot switch mode, and then you can choose the dual. And then you can activate both or deactivate them as you go. So that was a stock preset, right, with a chop added to it. So now the chopping reverb was on the first one, so I could deactivate it or activate it if I want. So it's a really nice touch that they added for the user experience using the pedal. The third function that I love is the new panning function. So now you can pan your reverbs if you're playing in stereo on the left and right. So it's especially useful if you use the dual function, though you can do it for only one reverb if you want, because you can pan one totally on the right, one totally on the left, and that's going to give you something even more separated on the stereo spectrum. So now if I use that preset, for example, I'm going to pan the first one left. Right, so you have like 8, you can put it slightly to the left to all the way panned hard left, and I'm going to do the same thing with the second one. All the way to the right, so let's try that. That's super weird if you're listening with headphones, but it's nice that we have the option and you can always go just a little bit to the left or right. You can do it even with one reverb if you want. Like I said, it doesn't have to be in the dual function, but also it's just more flexibility on how you want things to sound in this way. And if you want to do it quicker, you can do that through the routing options also. So if I go once again into the dual option, then I can go all the way to the bottom and we have the split one left, two right. Or the opposite, one right, two left. And that's going to give you the same thing, right? Hard panned for the first one. So it's even faster to do it this way, right? By the way, in the non-linear mode, that's the new chop feature, right? So you can decide how much chopping is there going to be on the reverb. So I think it's great. It adds like a tremolo kind of thing on your reverb, and it makes it even more noticeable if you use two reverbs at the same time, because one is chopped and the other one is not. My fourth favorite feature is that they added the Ensemble Engine that we got into the Strymon Cloudburst. They added that on the cloud mode on the BigSky. It sounds like this. And I think it's even better than on the Cloudburst, because on the Cloudburst, it's just like a flick of a switch. It's off or quiet or loud. But here you have about 15 or 18, I think. Yeah, 15 levels of the ensemble, so you can have it as loud or as quiet as you want. So that's the loudest. Extremely loud, but you can have it at the sweet spot that you want. So that's gonna be more subtle. So I love that they added the ensemble on the Strymon BigSky MX. And for the fifth favorite feature of mine, I could have talked about the new Impulse mode where you can load IRs and it gives you infinite possibilities. You have the ones provided by Strymon, but you could add your own. I'm not that much into this type of thing. What I really love is that they added a harmonics mode on the Bloom, which was my favorite mode on the Strymon BigSky original version. That's the one I used for all of my ambient drones, and now it opens up even more possibilities on it. So if you are in the Bloom mode, you can click on the value button and you're gonna see harmonics. Let's try that. Let's play at a maximum, right? With a darker tone. %100% wet. It's just another creative sound that is unlike anything I've ever heard before, and it gives more flexibility to the Bloom mode. And I love the fact that they just added it to the BigSky MX. They could have released a brand new small pedal like the Cloudburst, like the Bloom Burst, for example, and add that new harmonics mode to it. But they just decided, let's add that to the BigSky MX, and let's add like the ensemble to it. Let's add a chop feature on the non-linear mode, and let's add more voices, tenor, baritone on the chorale mode. So it's just like the ultimate reverb creativity pedal with all of these things added. I'm gonna have so much fun for a long time. If you want to purchase the Strymon BigSky MX, you can do so by using my affiliate link, first link in the description box. That would support my work at no extra cost to you, so I would be very grateful if you did. I'm not sure the affiliate link is going to be ready as soon as I publish the video, but I'm going to add it as fast as I can once it's ready. And also, if you want to learn how to play ambient guitar, play atmospheric music like this, I have a free mini course to offer you. It's called A Beginner's Guide to Ambient Guitar. It's the second link in the description box. It's about 45 minutes. You can download the PDF recap that comes with it. I have some additional resources. It's just the best way to start creating your own songs using reverbs and delays. So I'm gonna wait you here. It's the second link on the description box once again. Thank you so much for watching, and don't miss my other videos if you want to learn more about the brand new BigSky MX. I made more videos at launch, so you can click on the end screens right now to catch those videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, au revoir.